The pictures tell the story. This life had many shades. I'd wake up every morning and before I'd start each day, I'd take a drag from last night's cigarette that smoldered in its tray. Down a little something, then be on my way.
Hey guys, it's David here with the Whiskey Rebellion. How's everyone doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Good. You see me, I was flawless on that transition, by the way. And it's like guesswork. I have to give myself credit because like you hit like start broadcast and like it takes in a range of seconds before it actually kicks over to go on live. So you have to guess when it's gonna follow through to hit the little opening video. So all credit to me on that one. What's everyone drinking tonight? I'm gonna go first real quick. Just because I haven't revisited this in a very, very long time, but this is Heaven's Door. This is the Bob Dylan's brand, as people know. This is their Highway 61 blend, which is a blend of bourbons and rye, or bourbon and rye. I'll just say it that way. It's pretty good. It's probably not worth what I paid for it, by a factor of like maybe $5 to $10. Not a bad drink, but like this is one of those celebrity type bottles or brand associations. It's like, it's okay, but like, don't beat yourself up trying to buy one of these bottles. It's kind of my take on it. Not bad though. And as you can see, I have not done much damage on it since I opened it. And I don't even remember when I bought it. It might've been 2 years ago. It might've been 3 years ago. I don't know.
Wow.
But yeah, so there it is. Let's go to Rob. What are you drinking, sir?
Well, David, funny you should mention Heaven's Door. I am doing their double barrel whiskey tonight.
Nice. What do you think? What do you think of that? And have you tried this one to compare it? Or
I have not tried that one to compare it. I like the double barreled things that are coming out. I found this one probably about 8 months ago, and picked up the bottle and I'm cracking it tonight.
Very cool.
So I enjoy the toasted. I enjoy the double barreled stuff that's coming out. So I figured I'd give that one a whirl.
Nice. Double barreled sounds good. This, I guess, for me, the problem is that I've been spoiled by Redwood Empire because they do their rye blends and blends of straight whiskeys and ryes, and like they're just better and they're cheaper and they're not trying to lean on name recognition for it. So yeah, it's gonna play second fiddle to Redwood Empire any day. This one. Now I've not tried the other expression, so I don't know. But very interesting. Billy, what you got going on, sir?
I am drinking some of Miami's finest H2O. And the reason being,
because it's so fucking hot down there still, you bastard.
Yeah. Well, that and so this morning I got up, got the wife off to work, pulled the smoker out, and I poured my first drink at about 6:30 in the morning.
Nice.
You can't day drink if you don't start in the morning.
You don't start in the morning. So I put a nice little dent in that bottle that Mark sent me. So I'm sitting out there in front of the smoker, watching everybody go to work. I'm sitting there watching the fire, watching my temp getting hammered. And I said, "Oh Jesus, what am I doing?" So I had to stop myself. So. And I'll fully admit it, the other night I was sitting here just drinking. And I tied one on. The wife had to literally walk me upstairs.
That's great.
So
I would love to see you fall down drunk.
No, listen, I thought about that because we had the conversation about it. And I was like, Jesus, when's the last time I really tied one on? And I couldn't remember, but now I know.
I haven't gone super hard in a minute. Yeah.
Oh man!
You always remember to regret it. Probably Halloween for me. Halloween.
Yeah. It was that. It was. And at some point during the night, I was talking about going for a ride or a drive, and I'm sure the wife was looking at me like, "All right, stupid."
Like, I will arrest your ass.
Yeah, basically.
You can sleep in the damn cell tonight.
Yep.
In the drunk tank. Go on.
So just H2O for me tonight.
There you go.
Yeah.
David Fraley says hello. Hello, David. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Dave.
All right. Speaking of transitions, Gino, what you got, sir?
What I've got is Uncle Nearest Rye.
The rye, very nice.
Rye.
Very nice.
Finally got my hands on this thing. It came out a while ago, then Chuck previewed it for us, and it's like, oh God, I gotta find that. Finally did. It is absolutely delicious. Got to get some more of that. If you haven't tried it, find it. If you like the other Uncle Nearest flavors and different types, yeah, in my opinion, this one is better than the rest. I really do enjoy it.
Very cool. Yeah, for financial reasons, I passed on it when I saw it on the shelf the other day. I was buying for other people, and I'm like, one day soon, I hope I'll come back for you. But you can get it pretty widely available in this area.
Yeah, you're a rye drinker. You'll enjoy it.
Oh yeah,
it is very good.
Definitely, very cool. Nice. Marky Mark, sir.
What's up, family? So I am sipping my last mini of the trip. This is Proof and Wood, which Chuck and I actually learned together that they have a collaboration with Kazuba. Who knew?
Yes, that's right. That's the stranger.
Yeah, isn't that something? It's pretty cool. No wonder I like it. But
yeah,
damn, there you go. Just look at the color of that shit. Forget my name. Look at the color.
It's good stuff too.
God damn, this is good.
It does have a nice color too.
I'm mad it took me so long to get to it. Chuck, I'm sorry, but I'm thanking you now, brother.
That's quite all right, Mark. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Is that another way of saying that you think it would pair really well with a Kazuba or with a cigar in general?
Oh, the cigar for sure. You could go mild or full body with this one. Either way.
Nice.
Yeah.
I continue to taunt myself with the idea of that, but it fucking wrecks my palate, man, when I smoke a cigar. Like we've had this conversation before, so I won't go into it again. But like I keep going, that does look good, but like I'm gonna have a bad time when I do it. I know I am.
Hey, so I feel like I should apologize to you guys. Not really. So real quick, Rob.
Good.
So Rob, the bottle that I bought you back in May that I couldn't figure out, back in March, and I couldn't figure out whose bottle it is, I'm gonna get that to you when I get home, man.
There you go.
Thank you, my brother.
It's from here. I sent one to Chuck, and I was like, why do I have an extra bottle? And I couldn't remember why, but it was for you. So I'm going to get that out. Chuck, I wanted to get you one of those damn monograms. I took for granted that when I went to Charlotte for Thanksgiving, I just took for granted the damn bottle of beer here is $135. So I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
I get back, it's gone.
That's okay, Mark. I have access to several of those.
Yeah, it's gone. So I actually did end up finding one, and then now all of a sudden today and last night, so I'm actually in the Kansas City Bourbon Group now. It's like, oh yeah, I know where we can get it from. Oh gee, thanks now. But yeah, if I can find it, I'll send you a sample of it. It's interesting. It is interesting. It's not your typical bourbon. And David. So I think you guys have seen me post from one of the distilleries here, Restless. They have the coolest team, and one of the distillers, their master distillers, I think you have two, is Connor. I can't think of his last name. Nicest guy, Irish. His Irish whiskey is fire.
Really?
If I had space, I would send everybody one. I'm see if I can work out a way to get a case, and I'll send everybody one. It is called Sons of Aaron. It is excellent. But here's the thing. So I'm sitting there with them yesterday. So I had the shirt on. So my dad wants a shirt. So I go get him a shirt. Then my brother wants a shirt. So I go back to get him a shirt. And of course, I'm going to have Irish whiskey old fashioned while I'm there, of course.
Definitely.
So
absolutely.
So I'm sitting there with Connor. And this is the other cool thing. Their whole team sits and has drinks after they get off work. Who does that? That tells you it's pretty good. So I'm sitting there with Connor. He's like, all right, I'll be back. He comes back. He's like, all right, you got to try these two. One he gave me was a bourbon aged cripples here. Now the second was a 7-year and then bourbon barrel aged 7-year. David, I immediately thought of you, dude.
Really?
This, oh man,
Man, yes, I'm deeply
It's like the perfect
interested.
blend of a single malt and a bourbon. You would love it. Now the thing is, that bottle is not even ready. They haven't even bottled it yet. He let me try this straight off out the still.
Damn.
I mean, out of a barrel.
Well, just keep me informed because you know
I told him that thing is.
it sounds like a
thing
shut
was-
up and take my money kind of situation.
Hey, look, when that was coming, everyone's getting one. That
Nice,
damn thing
nice.
is
Thank
really
you, sir.
good. I don't think the only person I think might not like it would be Jody.
Yeah, because you'll lose him at single malt. Or in fact, send
Damn,
him
it was-
one, let him try it and hate it, and then he'll give me the rest of the bottle.
Yeah.
I mean,
There
I
you
just
go.
took a
I'm just
picture.
being honest here.
I should have taken a picture because I mean the color was just beautiful. I was like, wow.
That sounds
Nice.
really good. That sounds really good. And Jody's here. He's COVID and a broken elbow all in 1 week, but I still have the ability to taste and smell, though I feel like hell. Yep. Man, hang in there. That is a genuinely shitty week. You almost made it to the finish line here, though, man. Just hope you're doing better.
Yeah, that would suck, not being able to taste a bourbon, man.
Yeah, I saw a funny and we got to get to Chuck here in a second, but I was watching a comedy special. I can't remember the guy's name. He was Italian. It was like a newer Netflix comedy. And he's talking about
Sebastian Maniscalco.
that guy. And he's
Fucking
talking about
hilarious.
COVID and the vaccine and all that stuff. And he's like, I don't care. You want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't, you don't. Vaccine, whatever. He's like, here's the thing about like Italians. Like when we heard you would lose your sense of taste, the whole Italian community got vaccinated. Because if this vaccine's going to kill me, it's fine. But I want to die with the taste of meatballs in my mouth. You tell me I'm going to get this long COVID and I won't taste anything for 15 months. Just fucking kill me now. Like it was so hilarious. It was really good. Check it out on Netflix, guys.
It's worth going out of your way to check it out. I laughed for about the entire hour. I
Continuously.
watched
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious. I was watching it last night. But yeah, and I feel him on that. Chuck, sir, what you drinking tonight?
Tonight I'm drinking Wild Turkey Unforgotten,
Ooh.
the Master's Keep.
Master's Key.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is the latest edition out, and figured I'd crack it open and shared it with one of my guys today. And I got to say, it's really good. Get a lot of bubble gum on the nose, like the Big League Chew that you would get in those bags. The Big League Chew bubble gum. It's all shredded.
Yeah.
It's just like that. That smells just like that. And I also get a Demerara sugar, or like a powdered sugar that you would get on like a donut.
Donut, yeah.
Mhm.
One of the like a raspberry filled or whatever, that powdered stuff. And also get like a jawbreaker. That jawbreaker, that smell that you would get while you're eating it. You can also smell it, of course. And the jawbreaker, I guess it would be like one of the yellow ones.
That's
And
right.
on the nose, I mean, it's really sweet, but it's not cloyingly sweet. So it's really nice. But as far as the taste goes, I get bubble gum. I get rye spice, like a nutmeg, allspice. And I get that sugar, but it has like not like a grainy taste to it, but you can just like the sugar crystal. Like if you're having like sugar crystals, you have some crystals in your mouth.
Yeah.
You get that type of a taste along with it, where your tongue drags across the roof of your mouth, and you can taste that, like that, just gliding across your tongue in your mouth. It's
Okay.
really good. But
like
the
ton of
spice and the nutmeg and the rye spice, it's really rye forward and rye heavy, I should say. But the finish on it lasts such a long time.
Mm.
It just goes on, and it's got like a black pepper in there with it. And then that spice just coats the sides of your mouth. The black peppers, of course, it's on your tongue. And it's just a really nice, well done bourbon, I will say.
Sounds
Really well done for the price, especially.
Nice.
Very nice, very nice. What is about the price point on one of them?
It's about $200 MSRP.
Yeah.
But it's all over the place. You can get it at 170, 200 up to like 350.
Oh, jeez.
Damn. So pretty wild range then.
Yeah, the prices are all over the place.
Yep. Sounds like a great bottle. Also a great segue point into our topic of discussion tonight, about price points. We've been having just kind of ongoing discussions over the last, I would say, several episodes, talking about the rising prices in the bourbon world and liquor in general. We're all paying a little bit more for our favorite bottles. In some cases, we're paying a hell of a lot more for our favorite bottles. We're just not buying them because of the price increase, which is, definitely true in my case. But wanted to kind of get into a little bit more of like who's to, quote unquote, blame for this. Is it the store owners? Are they gouging us because they feel like they can get away with it? Is this a product of inflation in a direct sense? Is it because of the secondary market? Like what's going on? And this was Chuck's suggested topic. I thought it was a good topic to cover. So I kind of want to kick it off to him, talk a little bit about, I guess, some of his thoughts on it. And then we're going to kind of go around and get some other opinions from you gentlemen.
Thanks, David.
Sure.
Just wanted to basically point out that bourbon economics right now is through the roof. I mean, it's out of control and something's driving it. And the question is, what is it? Who is it? Could it be more than one group or just individuals? And the thing is, you have, to start it off, basically, you have all these bourbon groups, whiskey groups, and everybody's doing the crotch shots, the 3 bottles in their hand while driving down the road, turn signals on. And let's not forget the check engine light. That's on too. But you have 3 bottles of Blanton's, 3 bottles of Eagle Rare, and a 40.
You're gonna make the paramedics very happy.
Yeah. The fake Rolex.
Oh, that got broken.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
The door of the Explorer watch, all that stuff. But you're doing 70 and the turn signal's on.
Not the 40.
Yeah, well, you got to have that too,
Not the 40. Not the OE.
That's for the ride home.
English, brother.
Yeah, that's for the ride home. Everything else isn't getting opened up.
Yeah.
Nobody's opening the other bottles except for the 40. But yeah, I mean, it's just come to the point where you have people in groups fighting amongst themselves, people fighting over certain products that are, they go to stores, they camp outside for hours upon hours, if not days sometimes. Sometimes we're looking at 48 hours just to get be first in line for a drop. And since it's 48 hours, now we're going to have people, I would imagine, that are going to push it back some to be first. So you're going to have maybe 72 hours, maybe not that bad, but it's going to be further back because somebody's going to want to pitch their tent in front of the store hours before the other people get there. So with that being said, where are we at right now as far as who's to blame for this? Is it the distilleries? Could it be the store owners? Is it the distributors? And here's, or could it be some, another group or individuals themselves? It's like anything with economics.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it's basically supply and demand. So you really can't blame the distilleries. They're trying to produce what they can to satisfy people. But those people out there that say, hey, just wait until Buffalo Trace, gets their new rick houses online and everything's going to be fine in 7 years. No, it's not. You know where that product's going? It's going overseas. It's going to the APAC region.
I was gonna interject by also saying in 7 years, that's still the demand's still going to be outstripping the supply.
Oh, exactly.
Available in 7
Sure.
years. Like unless there's something that would cause the interest to curb drastically, and I can't think of what that would be.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that stuff stayed stateside, like it's too little, too late kind of thing.
Right, and they're going to produce that, but they're not going to flood the American market, the United States, with it. That would be the wrong thing to do. So what they're going to do is they're going to supply Japan and other countries with it because they're also looking for the same things we are. They're looking for Blantons. I know people that come to the United States from Japan just to get Blantons.
That's wild.
Crazy.
So they're just, that they are looking for the same products we are, and they can find them, but they also pay the high prices. So it's no different there. And you have the distributors. Yeah, sure, they can, the 3-tier system, the 4-tier system, as in Texas, where you have the distillery, the middleman, the distributor, and then your stores. With say Maryland, you have the distillery, the distributor, and there's no middleman involved, and then you just go right to the store. But is the store owner to blame? He's trying to make money, or she's trying to make money. They're just doing what anybody else would do. Because if the people buying these products come out and say, "Oh, I'm just going to sell this on secondary," well, why wouldn't the store owner do that himself? If he sells it at a high price, he can do that. It's his store, it's his product. He bought it. And then there's people that freak out. "Oh my gosh, I can't get it because this guy's too high. He's a dick," or whatever. That's great, but it's his stuff. He can do whatever he wants with it. You just have the choice not to buy it or buy it.
Right.
And then, of course, there's the distributor in between those two, the distillery and the store. Yeah, sure, they're going to raise their prices some here and there, and they're going to decide who gets it if you're in a three-tier system. So that, those stores have to jump through certain hoops to get those products, whether it be by a lot of vodka, Fireball, whatever it may be. They have to buy a certain amount of product in order to get those few allocated bottles. So they get those few allocated bottles, but look what they had to do in order to get those bottles. So people really have to understand the process before they go freaking out. "Oh my gosh, I can't afford this," or I got to have that bottle, and I don't want to pay secondary prices because the store owner's gouging me. No, I think the store owners have every right to do what they're doing. But on the other hand, let's look at the real picture, big picture here. It's, in my opinion, it's the people, the consumers. Everybody in the bourbon groups that's freaking out over Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, anything Sazerac coming down the pike. You have, certain, especially right now with certain groups, they're out of control with the Buffalo Trace, the Blantons. They're fighting. They're in stores, they're doing the same thing. Several of my stores have been getting calls about Blantons incessantly, along with Pappy Van Winkle and all the other stuff, the BTAC stuff. It's just nonstop. And this year they say it's gotten worse. And one thing I'm noticing is, and my store owners are telling me, that people are actually out there paying secondary prices for these bourbons where they weren't doing that last year. For the Pappy Van Winkle and the BTAC stuff, they're actually just throwing down their credit cards. And I guess it's for street cred. I don't know. Maybe just to get their pictures, so they can do the crotch shot with the engine light on in their car doing 70. I'm not sure.
Well, there's that, but there's also the idea that it's super hard to get. If I don't pony up now, I may never get another shot at this. And I want my unicorn. I want to check that box off my bucket list or whatever it is.
Sure.
And for some people, it's important enough to do that. And if they can afford it, or if they at least they have enough, cash on hand, so to speak, or on their credit card to do that, then I guess go ahead. It's not a great decision, but it's a decision.
Right.
Yeah.
And I agree. And I think it's the people that, purchase these products are driving the demand. It's nobody else. No one else's fault. Because this could be vodka, this could be Pokemon cards or anything else, especially the Pokemon cards.
Mm.
You know, that's another whole issue right there where people go nuts over those things and do all kinds of things.
Sad
Even
magic cards. Like I know a guy who knows shit, and I won't name names. Has you know like the Magic, the Gathering, the card game
Yeah.
thing. You know,
Yes.
it's
Mhm.
he told me the other day that he had 6 figures in his collection for it's been going on for probably like 30 years or something like that.
Mhm.
But like at this point, he's up to 6 figures, and he said 6, and I was like, "Is that a typo?" He's like, "No." I'm like, you know what? If you got it like that, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
And
I can't go there, but like,
Yeah.
fine.
What I equate a lot of it to, it's like anything else that people obsess over. If you look at what people do, and it's a younger crowd, but younger kids will stand outside for days to get the latest Jordan drop. They fight over it. The number of Facebook pages and Instagram pages, stuff like that. So I think bourbon's kind of following that same logic, so to speak. And also, everybody's paying a premium for everything. Everything is a premium nowadays.
Yeah.
I the other day I walked into Publix and just walked past the dairy section, and a carton of eggs is $10.
Mm.
You know,
Mhm.
so what I think's happening with the bourbon is people do want to have that clout of saying I have X, Y, and Z. If you don't pay for it, somebody else will. So the prices don't matter.
Right.
Damn.
You know, listen, you can offer me a bottle of Pappy for $20, and I probably won't take it because I don't have any interest in it. I just don't.
Mm.
You know,
No.
the other day Chuck put a question to the group, and I was like, I'll get Stags twice, but it was a different setup. So
Mhm.
it's not, I'm not even into it. The other thing, and I posted it the other day, I was watching Yellowstone, and
I started
typically
watching that, by the way.
it's a good show.
It's been a good show. I'm only a couple episodes in, but
And typically on cable or regular TV, the distillers don't have commercials. But Yellowstone is on, it's produced by MTV and it's on Peacock and this other stuff.
yeah, I see it on Peacock.
So the distillers are now paying to have their products commercialized during these shows. And they're going after the group of people
Mm.
that can afford their product. They're not even wasting their time with typical TV and whatnot because it doesn't do anything. I was
Appealing
like,
to a certain
"Oh,
market, yeah.
right, they're going after their people." And I'm not mad at them for it. I mean, but listen, it's crazy because people watch Yellowstone and they want a bottle of Weller sitting next to them while they do it
Yeah.
because they've seen it in the show.
I was watching
know-
an episode, one of the early episodes. I think there's the lady, the daughter of the Kevin Costner's
Yeah.
character. She was drinking like it was like Kentucky Gentleman or something like that. So it wasn't like necessarily the highest whatever stuff. That show
But
is it's funky.
it-
I'm telling you. But
it's-
like
A lot of it, I think, is coming down to marketing.
yeah,
You know, these have hired
I don't
multi-billion
doubt it at
dollar
all.
firms to get this product out there. And listen, I don't think bourbon is going to slow down in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. I think it's going to be a commodity, like not a commodity, but I think it's going to be a popular thing. Like people collect cars, people collect art, people collect shoes, people collect cigars, and these are all premium items. You don't get to collect any of these items unless you have a certain amount of disposable income to do it,
Yeah.
because they're all luxury items. You don't need $300. Listen, in my entire life, I bought one pair of Jordans when I was about 15. That was it. So it wasn't even crazy like it was back then. I think they were like $90, and I even thought that was a lot then. But there's no way in hell I'm paying $400 or $500 for a pair of sneakers. Just not gonna do it.
No.
You know,
Yeah, that's me.
I'm
Not
sorry.
paying $90 for a pair of sneakers either.
You know, I spend more times in Crocs and flip flops than I do anything else. So I'm just not doing it.
Mm.
But I see it where if you look at the clientele who's buying it, who's keeping the market going, they can afford it. So I think it's a perfect storm. other parts of the world want it now because they want to get in on it. They want these products. I mean, as a distiller, could you ask for anything more? The entire world wants your product. Just think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, see that's the thing. That's the market they've created here. Everybody's wanting the Blantons. They're wanting this. They're wanting that. They're wanting the Pappy. They're gonna camp out overnight to go get this drop.
No.
But that's what they're doing. Okay, so that's driving that demand. And so you've got the distiller who's got a finite product. He's only got so much product available. He's going to charge a premium for that. Then it goes to the distributor. The distributor had to pay a premium. He's passing that premium on to the store owner. That store owner, oh, no problem. These idiots will buy it. That name is out there. Everybody's hyped for this product. These idiots will buy it. I'll put whatever price on it I want to put on it just to
someone's
move
going
it.
to pay it.
Because they're going to come in. They're going to see that product. They're also maybe going to mill around, pick up this or pick up that they will probably consume themselves, and they'll take their unicorn and put it up on the shelf and say, this is what I've got. Look at what I've got. Let me take my picture of my watch. There's my crotch. There's my watch. Yeah, okay. We're good.
That's it.
And it goes on the shelf or it goes on the secondary market.
Rob.
I can't stand those pictures.
And if you notice, a lot of distillers are putting almost $1 billion worth into their companies. And
there's a lot of expansion going on to cover the demand.
And just think about it like this: no company is going to put that kind of stretch, that kind of coin out, not knowing the return is going to be 4 or 5 times the amount.
We've talked about that before with new distilleries starting up, the new local distilleries starting up, that it takes a while to be able to produce and mature bourbon.
Yeah.
So we've talked about, let's put out a rye now to get the interest, get the brand name out there. These guys are dropping millions of dollars in expansion that is not going to even come close to paying off until 6 to 7 years down the road. Bourbon's going to be 4 years, but the amount of money they're dropping now is going to take time. Even when that product is ripe, it's going to take time to pay off that investment.
Yeah.
So these guys are banking on this thing rolling for another at least 10 years.
I just wanted to inject one thing.
But go ahead.
Go ahead, Chuck.
The distilleries are also they're gift shops. They're basically going to 700 milliliter bottles, trying to standardize, if you will, with the European Union, because they did that back in 1992, I think, standardized to 700 milliliter bottles. Well, that's the excuse they're using now, but they're knocking 50 milliliters off, making more for others, some more bottles, but they're also the products that they're making, like the limited editions, they're 375s now.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can, you're getting a smaller bottle, you're still paying the same price as you would have been for the 750.
Right.
But it's creating more. So in that sense, they're creating, money for themselves. Yeah. So they're not losing out. So they're making money there, but they're making more bourbon. Sorry to interject.
No. That's right in line with what we're seeing with the prices going up.
One last thing, and we're telling somebody else. Gino, you mentioned how they're doing this betting on stuff for down the line. I think these distillers are betting on their success for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years down the line. Like, people who are in the office today are going to be dead, and those investments are going to still be coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I look at it like this. Buffalo Trace, as a distiller, is not going to ever leave the face of the planet. It's not. Everybody else is just going to have to fall in line behind them. Plain and simple. It's just what it is. You know, they're not going.
Mhm.
Nobody is anybody really going to ever overtake Buffalo Trace and what they're
Yeah.
doing, their popularity, their products. I don't think so. So
I mean, anybody who has the capital to get into this thing and really play the long game with it, even if they're, I would say if you're young enough when you start, I mean, you're going to be around to really enjoy those long-term profits. But this is over a course of decades. This is a long-term investment project. It will pay off. People love bourbon, and
Mhm.
it's cyclical. You know, it waxes and wanes the popularity of different products and bourbon overall versus rye versus whatever. You know, these things happen, but like these cycles, it gets bigger and bigger each time because you know, and that floor comes up of the number of people who are interested in it. And the more product placement there is, the more cultural references. Think about like Jack Daniels as the obvious example, being ubiquitous everywhere. Like people are knowing whiskey more and more, and it's not going to get consumed less as a result. Even if it's like, maybe there's a year where it's less of a gain than it was the year before, like it's still going to go up overall. So if you're a producer, so long as you're making a reasonable quality product, like you're gonna win out in the long run. Like you are. It's really just a question of market share at that point and how
Mhm.
much you get to charge for your bottles. Like it's not, it's cash money hand over fist. Basically, everybody wants it. It's like the only thing that I was sitting here musing about it, the only thing that could really kill this would be like the overall like legalization of marijuana. But then you just know they're going to put the weed in the bourbon anyway.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
that's going to be the next thing. So it's still not going to go away. Like
But I don't even
it's
think
here.
that. I don't think that would make a dent in the market. To tell you the truth, that'd be a totally
Nah.
separate market.
yeah, because
Yeah, it would.
I mean,
You
for
know.
me, regardless if they legalize it or not, all the way up to the federal level, it's not something I'm going to indulge in. So
No.
it wouldn't make or break me. I'd still
No,
buy
I'm
bourbon.
saying if someone's got $50 and they're trying to decide whether or not they want to buy weed or whiskey, you may see some peel off there. That's the only thing I can think. But again,
Right.
that's like a hiccup. Like there's secondary growth at this point because
Yeah.
the baseline is already established in terms of
Yeah.
producers and consumers. People are always going to come back.
Talk
Right,
to
they
us,
will.
Rob. Give us your opinion.
Well, it amazes me when and I don't know what the hell is going on with the PA Bourbon Group. But man, these boys have just been a bunch of whiny bourbon bros for the last week, and I'm just so when it. And to a degree, I saw someone post something. A store owner told them, like, if I can get $300 for a bottle of Blanton's, why can't I get $300 for a bottle of Blanton's? Because somebody's coming in and paying for it. So why can't I get in on that? I was in Atlanta 2 weeks ago, right? And 2 package stores I went into. One's in downtown Decatur. He had a Blanton's at $2.99. So I was sitting on the counter. I looked at it and I was like, "How much for the Blanton's?" They're like $2.99. I'm like, "Yep, okay, thank you." They had.
I saw it for
else.
100 recently and said no. I don't know.
What was the other one? They had one store by my daughter's place had Eagle Rare at 60. It was $59.99, and I'm like, it was. I passed on it, but I'm thinking like that could be the cheapest I'll find it, because I'm not one of those guys. Chuck talked about the guys going and getting in line at the stores. It's happening every day here in PA. They know when product is getting shipped to stores, and they are lining up at 6 o'clock in the morning,
If not sooner.
if not sooner. They most of the I haven't seen long lines. Like I drove by one this morning. It was like at 9 o'clock, and I knew it wasn't their drop day, but I still looked in. I'm like, see if anybody's waiting. There wasn't. But like if it's something that happens to be there and I happen to be there, I'm gonna pick up an Eagle Rare, and I think it's still at like $32.99 here in PA.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I couldn't justify in my mind, and I
It's
love the
60.
Eagle Rare. I love the Eagle
Mhm.
Rare 10-year. It's just a delicious bourbon.
Yeah, I killed a bottle last weekend, man. Like it's fucking good bourbon. It really is. But like
Yes.
when it gets into like $60 and $70, and I saw it $70 local, like I don't know, like 3 or 4 months ago, I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that.
No.
I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
doing
starting to
that.
hit 100 now.
Yeah.
They had Weller Special Reserve on the shelf. She had like 6 bottles. And she made a point of saying, because she knew I was looking at all the bourbon. She's like, you see, I got Weller over there. I'm like, yep, I see you got it at $49.99 for the Special Reserve. And I said, when I get back to Ohio, I'll go find it in Ohio at
Like 28.
24, still $24.99 in Ohio. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I
Mhm.
did end up buying their. I forget which one I got there. Oh, they did have Heaven Hill bottled and bond for $56.
It's 59 here.
Okay,
So
that's not bad.
that
What was-
I'm like, that's a reasonable price.
What
I know
was
what
crazy-
other people are paying for that.
But what's
So that
crazy
was
though,
reasonable to me.
Well, look, she
Have-
probably thought she was doing well with selling Special Reserve. You said 44. Because these days
People are
the
going to
average
buy it
is-
at 44. They
Oh,
are.
yeah.
They're gonna
seems
buy
to
it,
be,
and
what,
listen,
65, 69 these days now.
Mhm.
Outside
Yeah.
of a few select places.
Yeah.
here in Miami, Heaven Hill used to be $40
Yeah,
with
that's I used to
tax,
get it for in Atlanta.
$40,
Tax.
and now
Yeah.
it's $60.
And
Yeah.
the
So,
threads.
Mark,
So
here's a little bourbon news about our friends at Old Fourth.
Uh-oh.
I was sitting in the distillery with the wife. We were sampling a bunch of things. By the way, and he hasn't released this bottle yet, but he took a sample bottle out of one of their barrels. They did a vanilla bean and maple barrel aged
What?
bourbon.
Ooh.
It was 6 years, and it had done year 6 was done in this with the hulls of Madagascar vanilla beans in a maple barrel.
Ooh.
I sat there. I was sampling stuff, and I'm like, "Well, what's the bottle up there on the shelf?" It's just, well, here.
I
And
like that.
got
I
him.
was, I'm like, "So is that available?" She's like, "No, we haven't unbarreled it yet. This was just the sample bottle we took out of the barrel." But she also told me that they are closing down their retail in the fourth ward
Really?
at the end of the year, and she doesn't know what's going to happen with the brand.
Wow.
Mm.
That's interesting.
So, and it's well, I got your bottle here from there, so I got to get that out to you. But
Thank you, brother. I'm home
it-
tomorrow, so you don't have to worry about shipping and sitting waiting.
okay,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man.
this stuff, and there was another guy in there, and my wife was with me. We're having they did some great mixed cocktails. I'm drinking this, and then, well, what's that one? She's like, oh, well, here, have a sample. I'm like, can I get a full pour of that? She's like, oh yeah. I said I had like 2 glasses of this stuff. It was like, oh my God. It was I'm in the back of my mind. I'm going, this is like Billy. Like, you got to slap me to stop drinking this. It was just that freaking good. Wow.
Just a
Sounds
quick
phenomenal.
question before we get to Mark. Since this whole thing is going on about Blantons, by show of hands, when's the last time any of us has had Blantons? I can tell you it's been probably a year, if not over a year, since I've had Blantons, and I got like 4 bottles of it. Plus, I got a bottle of Gold. When's the last time anybody else had
Let me
Blantons?
see. I
Probably
did
been
a
about a
pour.
year.
Never.
Yeah, I did a pour back in probably around Columbus Thieves Day or whatever you call it now. And I was being snarky with some
Indigenous
folks. I
Peoples
poured it.
Day. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a nice big Port Blanks, but I was being
I can hear
snarky.
Jody's angry typing.
I think it's been about
With the
it's
one
been about
arm, you
May for me.
know.
Since about May.
About May for me, and I bought one actually to fork it tonight.
Never.
I
Really?
Never had. Yeah.
Never.
I had a pour at a local bar probably April.
So just if you think about it, with the exception of Gino who hasn't had it yet, we're we have access to it, but it really doesn't mean that much to us. If that's, it's like we realize there's better stuff. I can tell you right now, it's been over 2 years since I smoked a Cuban cigar, only because I got so many other things that I could smoke,
Yeah.
and I feel like other things are better. But yet there are people still out there who are willing to fork over stupid money for Cubans. They say
Uh,
people spend real money to buy fake Rolexes, So people were
uh,
spending real money to buy fake Cubans.
well,
Oh, hey Billy,
my
I believe it.
the number one cigar in the world by Cigar Aficionado is a Cuban.
Yeah,
Hmm.
bought and paid for, of
Yeah.
course.
But-
But this is actually a decent one. I don't think a Cuban's been that high in years.
Mm.
well, my deal with the Blantons, I'm not actively looking for it.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, or maybe sometime down the road, I'll come across it. It'll be wonderful. But after joining this group, listening to this group, it's like, yeah, no, there's too much other stuff out there I want to go sample.
Yeah,
I'm not looking for it.
The thing about Blanton's for me is I have a bottle. I have maybe a third of the bottle left. I'm not willing to pay, and I know we haven't really fully gotten to market, but like, I'm not willing to pay what anyone I can find is charging for it.
Yes.
Which means to me, this is probably going to be my last bottle of Blanton's, maybe ever. That's all I want to enjoy. It is good bourbon. It is good bourbon. It's not nearly as good as people are making it out to be, but it is good bourbon.
There's
So
no
I'm holding
doubt.
on to it and savoring the bottle.
I was gonna say there's no doubt that it's good bourbon,
Yeah.
but I am not gonna pay the price that people are asking for it now if I find it.
Just drink H&H. It's not that different.
I'm not even worried about H&H. I mean, my God, I'm not gonna drink H&H. I'm sorry.
Just find a
But,
glass bottle, okay?
There's so much other stuff to find.
I know.
It's when I picked up the Uncle Nearest at this store, I really don't frequent this store a lot. I used to, but I don't anymore. But they got their allocation. They had Pappy behind the counter. They had Stag behind the counter. I didn't even ask the price because it's like I'm not going to pay that kind of money for it.
Whatever you're charging, I'm not going to pay it.
I wasn't even. Yeah, I didn't even want to know because it was like, no.
I ask for the purposes of kind of reporting it on the show here. It'd be like, hey, yeah, I saw a bottle of that.
I probably could have.
Colonel Taylor, the barrel proof. They only wanted $250 for it, 200 or whatever. I was like, yeah,
400 in Atlanta, David.
Yeah,
they wanted 400 for it at the shop I was at in Atlanta.
Somebody with more money than sense is going to do it. I mean, good for that.
Yep.
So
this probably won't be. They probably won't be on the shelf. Next time I pop in that store, well, they're behind the counter there by the cash register. But it's like, I didn't even want to know. There is so much out there that I could pick up that I find enjoyable than dropping all that money on that bottle. That in my mindset, damn, I've invested this much money on it. I don't buy bourbon to resell it. I buy it to drink it, or I'm going to gift it. And so I put that kind of money on that bottle. That bottle is going to sit on the shelf for a long time, and I'm not going to enjoy it.
Yep, hear that.
Defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
Mark,
did you have any other thoughts kind of on the topic at hand? Because I feel like you got to talk a little bit, but we kept kind of cutting in and redirecting and things. So I wanted to make sure you kind of got your due. No. I think we're all kind of guilty.
Mark, talk to us.
He's still muted.
On topic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, did you have any other thoughts on the topic at hand?
Well, I get the gift and the curse, probably more of a curse of traveling. But Arizona's a tier 3 state, so we deal with the same foolishness. But what's funny in Arizona, we have. So I won't call names, but we have there's kind of a split. And what I mean by a split, there is this shop. It's a really large shop. Now, personally, I'm okay with them. They like me. I like them. But coming out of COVID, Arizona was one of the states that, allowed restaurants to start selling extra bottles. And at a certain point, those restaurants had to stop unless you had the extended alcohol license. That's a whole different conversation with Arizona licenses. They're very individualistic in terms of how their liquor licenses go. So with that said, a couple of places, you know, they sold a couple bottles past that one date. Well, this bottle shop wrote to the state's liquor license commission and told on them. So it's been a whole beef. And honestly, what this beef has done outside of Total Wine, that's caused prices to jump up because now you don't want to go to that store. Well, now people know where all these guys are mad at this store and they're one new shop and their other shop was just not quite in Phoenix. So now other shops are getting some of those customers. And what are they doing? Tick, 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 tick. Very slowly coming up. Now, it's not all of them, but there's more than a few that are doing it. So, prices are going nuts. I mentioned earlier that I found a bottle of the that J. Rigger's Monogram. Excuse me, I hope I hit the cough button.
Nice, you caught the cough button. You did good.
Yeah. So they so the distiller was out. So I found my normal bottle shop. They were out of it. So I went to this other shop that I've gone to on occasion, and they had it. And so, and they only wanted 15 more. You know, you guys have heard me complain. My cutoff is 20 to 25 over MSRP, or rough MSRP. So I said, okay, I'll go ahead and get it. So of course they had this bottle of Blancs. That Blancs has been sitting there. The same bottle's been sitting there since at least March. So this was a different guy that owns the store. I mean, I don't know if that was working there. It was I think they're Indian family, but this is a different guy that was there. I've seen him before, but I've never really communicated with him. So he's like, hey, you know, I got this, I got that. So they had just gotten a bunch of bottles, and they had a couple of Bookers. They had a little Booker. I'm like, dude, Bookers, I'm not buying another bottle of Bookers right now. I got enough, and I don't like that price hike. The price hike that they're doing across the country. So he says, hey, you know, I got this one. And he's pointing the Blancs. I said, I see it for $189. I was like, dude, when I do buy that, I pay $65 the most for it. He laughed. He's like, oh, okay. He said, where's that? At your home in Arizona? It doesn't have to be Arizona. It can be anywhere. But I'm not spending $189 damn dollars for something that, you know, theoretically I should be paying $56 to $60 for. You know, not doing it. I said, I'm not gonna knock what you're doing. If you're able to move it, good luck. I said, but I'm pretty certain that's the same bottle that was there 7 months ago.
Bottle age. It's bottle age. That's why it's more.
That's right.
At that point, he started trying to sell me other bottles. He was happy I was getting this bottle for $140.
Yeah, for sure. There's a future topic that I want to get into, and I don't want anyone to respond to it now, but I just kind of want to tease it out. But as we were all sitting here talking about, like, basically, like, this being the new normal for certain bottles in particular, are we just saying goodbye to them forever, kind of in our lives, or are we going to reach a point where we say, well, I want it bad enough that I'm going to pony up and pay, you know, in some cases 2 to 3 times what I used to, or $20 more than I used to, and just accept it. That's just how life is. If I ever want to see this bottle again, I got to do it. Think about it. I don't want anyone to respond to that tonight. Okay. Like I said, this is going to be more than likely my last show for the year. We're getting ready for the Christmas holiday here. Does anybody have any particular holiday plans or a bottle they plan on opening over the holidays? And I kind of want to just go around the horn real quick and kind of catch people's impressions. And Gene, why don't you go first, sir?
Yeah, my son is coming in the 22nd from Minnesota, and so gonna share some of the Blood Oath that I've been keeping behind. Haven't touched that since this summer. And there's a few other nice bottles that we're gonna sample and enjoy. You guys have seen the whiskey advent calendar thing I've been posting. He's the one that purchased that for my birthday, and I've been enjoying it.
Nice.
And I've been putting those notes on there. I'm not as good as Chuck, nowhere close as Chuck. But I've been.
I see that ascot hanging over the back of chair.
I've been putting my notes on there because that's what he's asked. You know.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that.
Very cool, Billy, sir. Holiday plans, especially involving spirits and anything you plan on enjoying in particular over Christmas?
More so, giving. Me and the Jeep guys, we're going to be doing Toys for Tots coming up here real soon.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
I don't think I have a particular bottle that I'm gonna open. Plans really just to be home, taking my blessings and just overwhelmingly joy with the success of business. You know, just I don't know. I'm looking at things different. Not so into gifts and things like that anymore, especially for myself. I'm really thankful just to be alive. To get up and
Yeah, I'll drink to that right now.
I don't know. I guess not that I feel like I'm old, but man, just to wake up and to be able to feed yourself, clothe yourself, walk, talk, and
We'll
it's
take it for
crazy
granted, for sure.
more than anything else. And let me say this, and whoever's listening, listen, if somebody out there needs somebody to talk to, you feel like you're struggling. If you can reach me, contact me, call me, text me, send me a message. I don't even have to know you. Please call me. I don't care what time of day it is. I mean that. I know everybody saw this guy, 40 years old, used to be the DJ for Ellen.
Yeah.
40 years
Twitch.
old. Yeah, took his life.
Jeez.
Things like that bother me nowadays. It really do. And didn't know the guy personally, but 40 years old, I'm like, God damn, that's young.
The more
know?
you see people younger than you go out, the
Yeah.
more you really kind of like
It
check yourself in an existential sense.
Yeah. So
makes
Yeah.
makes me nervous.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily the ones taking their lives; it's the other ones dying from other
Whatever.
things. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah. So for me, I really just thankful for being alive, and God bless me with a up and coming business, friends like you guys, this brotherhood that we have. So yeah, I'll just take it easy. Today's the wife's birthday, so we're gonna
Hey,
hang out
happy
this
birthday to
weekend.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Kay.
Yeah, and even in her
Okay.
line of work, people don't make it home from work. And listen, it's her brother, and her sister. They all work for the same department. But you know what goes to my head every day? How many different people I'm thinking about? They make it home. Is he okay? This I'm just thankful to be alive, fellas. I ain't gonna even front. I don't care about bottles. I enjoy them, but I ain't finna fight nobody over no kind of bottle. I'm sorry. If I have to sit there and think about spending $200 on a bottle, which I have done, which I'm guilty of, I'm learning. You know what? I can find somebody who can use those $200 more so than the distillery, the business owner. I'm gonna still support them, but I'm looking at things just totally different. I really am.
Hey,
God damn,
harder going, man. Yep.
if I can take $200, buy a bunch of food, cook it off, and give it to a bunch of people, then I feel like that's where I'm gonna spend my money at from moving forward. I'm still gonna buy bottles. Don't get me wrong. If I see Eagle Rare for $50, even if I'm feeling jiggy and I see it for 60, I still might do it.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I can't see myself. The one bottle that I really would chase would be like Stags. I don't even know if I would pay 500 or 600 for it anymore because I'm looking at things differently now. So different. So no real plans. I just want to see all of us prosper, move forward. And if we don't do another show this year, I just want you guys to know I love you guys and I love the support that you guys give me. So that's my
Hey,
story.
hell yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
The feeling's mutual.
Hey, brother. Sure.
Yes, it is.
Good dude, Billy.
What about you,
Mark-
Chuck?
I was about to say, well, okay.
Chuck?
I said, yeah, go ahead and follow
Good,
that.
Yeah. Good luck.
Just to point out one thing, get off track again, like I always do. With the product lines, if you guys, anybody thinks out there that all three of you that watch the show, including you, Jack, if you think that they're going to make any more Pappy Van Winkle or BTAC to supply to the rest of the markets out there, they're not. That is a niche market that they use to incentivize people with. They take those products from certain rick houses, certain levels and areas, and they've tracked that over the years where those products come from. So if it's level 6, tier 6, I should say, starting at barrel number 15, that's how they've been doing it for years. They're not going to expand that any larger because that's worked for them over the past since 2002 for George T. Stagg, for example. In 2002, it wasn't all, the whole lineup wasn't available at the time. There were only a few. But to get back on track again, I think I'm just going to stay home, make some apple butter old fashions, make one for myself, maybe even for the wife and the daughter, and one of the daughters anyway. The other one's not old enough. She's just a little one. So, yeah, I'm just going to hang out, play some PlayStation. That'll be under the Christmas tree this year. And
nice. Oh, nice! You got yourself a PS5?
Yeah, finally. I just lucked into one.
Awesome.
From Costco. Just going to hang out with the family.
I gotta chime in on the PS5 thing. Y'all know that for a while, like basically all during the pandemic, I was trying to get one of these things, and I was one of these people who refused to pay secondary prices for the PS5. It took me no less than 2.5 years to find one for myself. My girlfriend Janie wanted to get one for my stepson, her son. I just want just guess how long it took her to find one.
Like
how
20
long?
Minutes.
It was a few hours. Yeah, it was a few hours. She found one within a day, and I'm like, oh, I ain't mad at you. I'm just mad.
David, listen.
I'm just mad because that just sounds like the story of my life.
They just don't like you, big nose bastard.
I know, right? They just don't like my ass.
My wife did the same thing with that Wii that when it came out, the Wii game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She got one like this. And I said, yeah, that's what I'd like to have. And, I can play, Wii with the girls. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Just like that. Found one.
Boom.
And it was really hard to get, just like the PS5.
But listen, Chuck, it's okay. If you want a bottle of anything you want, you can find it in 20 minutes. People go their whole life and can't get it.
That is true. One other thing I wanted to bring up, though, Billy brought up a good point was, I just want to be with family. And that's really, it's really important to me, especially what Billy was talking about, as far as people being down and depressed and having a hard time during the holidays or any time for that matter. It just brings up, a lot for me. And I just, like I said, I just want to be with family.
Nice.
Yep.
Absolutely. Hear that. Mark, sir.
Hey. So, sorry. Got a message coming in weird. So, in terms of
what's her name?
I'm going to open the Evan Williams 12 for sure. That should be in a box sitting on me waiting when I get home. We're going to crack the that Monarch I just got. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if my dad's going to feel that or not, but he probably will. We'll see. And just have at least 2 weeks home. I'll be with family, chilling. The only thing is, I'm not looking forward to something. I just got word that the matriarch on my mom's side of the family is not feeling well. So, like really, really, really not feeling well. So, I'm hoping that changes some. So, but yeah, otherwise that's it. I'm just looking forward to getting out of this damn cold because I've had snow flurries twice in the last few days, and I know the entire country is cold. So I'm not complaining about the weather.
Shut up, Billy. I'll mute your ass. I'll throw you out.
I'm not complaining. I just don't want to do this shit. Look,
I was gonna be like,
Billy, finish today was 56. I was like, you know what? I'll take that 56 over the 26 here.
Hey, listen.
No, Mr. Phoenix, I'm sorry, man. My heart's bleeding for you, brother.
I was gonna be like, listen,
That's why I said
because I know you're leaving Kansas City. You're going back to that nice weather out there. Yeah,
I was gonna be like, hold my Cafe 305 Yeti cup. Let me show you something.
Hey, I'm looking forward to only having to put a hoodie on.
Yeah, because what it was 70 degrees out there in Arizona. What
Yeah,
the hell?
right now we're averaging about 60 to 65. Like, say, it dropped today. It was
Oh,
like mid 50s.
damn.
With the whole country.
That's
being cold,
perfect.
but I'm okay with that. Well, I'm not complaining. I'm on a plane tomorrow.
There you go.
Yes.
Nice.
The rest of the whole
Let's see
Oh,
where we're
yeah.
at. Let's see where we're at.
I got words for that one.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Chuck,
Yeah.
did you get any snow today?
I'm sorry.
Did you get any snow?
No, we just had a little sleet this morning,
Okay.
but it rained all day.
That's good.
Still is.
Tons of ice, brother.
But yeah, other than that though, yeah, I'm hoping for some good news on that front, and
For sure.
I'm just chilling. It's gonna take me a couple of days to unpack all this damn stuff. So
Sending you all the
For
good
6
vibes
weeks.
for your matriarch, as you described her.
yeah.
Rob, sir.
I'm just going to chill. The kids are down in Atlanta. I'm sure we'll spend some time talking to them, and I may have talked about it. So every year, my best friend of 40 years, we'll go Christmas Day and spend the day with her and her family, and we do theme Christmases.
Oh, yeah.
So this year we're doing a Mad Men Christmas. If you're familiar with the show Mad Men from AMC, we're all dressing up as that 50s salesman, office with ladies,
Cigarettes and
kind of
highballs,
dark.
man.
That's it.
Yes, there will be highballs and we're cocktails.
Probably cigars.
Already-
Yeah.
Yeah, already planning on there's a whole cocktail menu, a 50s themed kind of food menu that my friend's sister is going to be making, and I think I want to crack open some of the new stuff I got in the last couple of weeks. I got an Elijah 18 I want to crack open.
Nice.
I picked up this Smoke Wagon Rye
Ooh.
when I was in Atlanta. I want to crack that one. So it's just going to be kind of chill, that family.
Sounds like
without
fun, man.
the just chill and quiet, man. Even New Year's, I'm not, no plans. Now, Christmas Eve could be a different story. That is the cigar shop's annual Christmas party, and that was one of those times where I needed to say, "Hello, Mr. Uber. Can you please get me home this evening?"
Nice.
So is that going to be Yellowstone themed, where you have to where everybody wears chaps, and hopefully you're wearing pants. Hopefully you're wearing pants as well.
That is one of her favorite shows. So that
all I
that
can
could
say
be
is
a
don't
theme.
invite Jody to that, okay? Because you know how
I
that's gonna
just
go.
downloaded Yellowstone last night, so I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start watching it probably on a flight tomorrow.
And let me say one other thing about Yellowstone. And nobody take this the wrong way, but for whatever reason, I don't understand it, and I'm a part of this community. The Black community loves Yellowstone. There's like a whole group of Facebook and this and that of Black people, and they're all into Yellowstone. Like, I just started watching it like literally like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and somebody invited me to this page, and I was like, no, I don't like it that much. Y'all got a whole goddamn group. Like y'all know these people. But yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner, he will forever get a pass with the damn bodyguard.
That's it.
That's probably it.
That's
Probably
probably a
Kevin
part of
Costner.
it.
That may be the other thing I'll do over the next couple of weeks. There's some movies I'd like to go see.
Die Hard on Christmas Day, that's for sure.
It's
Yeah.
a Christmas movie,
It is.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
Charlie
Christmas
Brown.
movie.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
100%.
It is not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls off the Nakatomi Tower.
That's it. That's what's up. That's what's
And
up.
Christmas
David?
Eve, it's a Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
That is
Thank
a great
you.
one.
Yeah.
It is a Halloween
is a
movie
great
and
one.
a Christmas movie, and one of my
Yes.
all-time favorites. Also, my favorite Halloween theme I ever did for like yard decorations. But yeah, I
David,
guess
what's your plans?
for myself, as some of you already know, I'm planning on asking my girlfriend I'm lowering my voice because I don't want her to hear. Ask her a very important question. I do plan on bringing the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel with me as a way of celebrating. I'm going to be at Smith Mountain Lake in Virginia. I think it's somewhere in Central Virginia, lake house with my folks and Janie and my stepson. And we're going to have a nice vacation there, chill. I got my brother a bottle of Blue Note Crossroads as a Christmas gift. It's nice. It's one of the French oak barrel kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Really good, nice and sweet. It'll be a nice holiday drink. So we'll be getting into those things. I might bring another bottle too. I don't know yet, but yeah, plan on really enjoying myself. Just really appreciating family and what I've got. So yeah, man, that's gonna be me.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, gentlemen,
Mm-hmm.
cheers.
Yep, and we're
Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Happy Yuletide.
That's it.
Yuletide.
And listen, I'm comfortable enough with myself to say it. I love you guys. I really do.
Oh
I
yeah.
love you too, my
fuckers.
brothers.
I love everybody but Jody.
Yep.
Yep.
Love you guys too.
even Jody.
Yeah, even Jody.
Much love.
Hey, happy Christmas
So-
on Quantica.
That's it.
There
Yes.
you go. And Festivus for the rest of us.
There you go.
But that's going to be it for us. I think probably for the rest of the year. Maybe Jody will pop back up here next week and do a show with you guys. If not, I'm guessing it's going to be next year. I hope everyone's safe. Much love to all of our 4 viewers. Please check us out, like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit the little bell as we get the notifications when we do come back. And John Baker wants to know if Jody is vaccinated, and he'll have to answer that
Jody
question
who?
offline. Yeah, right. Exactly. Much love, everyone. Peace out.
Later, guys.
Let's
Hey,
go,
take care,
brothers.
brothers.
See ya.